Guess what we're making today?
Well, they say he's not coming back and nothing can fill the void, but at least we can try with food. I'll make some apple pie, come on in. It's Dead Dad's Kitchen.
Brownies? Close, not just brownies. We're making Guinness salted brownies, which I'm very excited about. And here's why. I love brownies. I'm very much a boxed brownie queen, but we're gonna change that today if that's the case for you. There are a lot of things that I love that aren't like great. Boxed brownies, Entenmann's donuts, that's always what I go to. There are so many things that I love that might not be like artisanal and whatever. And like everything doesn't always have to be. That's the beauty of this world that we live in. Something I do love to do though is be annoying. And one of those things that comes with that is being able to be like, I actually made this from scratch. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna be so here, but this is like an elevated boxed brownie. It has all of the magic that is like the ooey gooey sweet chocolatiness of it, but it's got more depth of flavor. It's got more like sexiness. It's got more appeal. It's like the cool, hot, popular girl that's also nice, which I think is a very special thing to be. Not that I would know what it's like, but I bet it feels great. You guys are gonna need oil, just like a light neutral oil. You're gonna need eggs. You're gonna need Guinness beer. If you're not old enough to get Guinness or you don't wanna use Guinness for whatever reason, you can use old coffee, which would be super yum. I would do half coffee, half water, or if you love coffee, you can do all coffee. Unsweetened baking chocolate, cocoa powder, butter, sugar, flour. You're gonna need parchment paper. Did I say vanilla? You'll need that too. And butter. Did I say this? Here's all the stuff you'll need. You'll see me using it, don't worry. Also, here's a trick about eggs. Let's move over here. I don't know in what situation you would ever need this, but, so you know how there's an egg. See any similarities? So there's a small top and a wider bottom. If you ever wanna make a quick $5, you can ask somebody to be like, make an egg stand up. They won't be able to do it, won't be able to do it, won't be able to do it. What you do, you take this bottom part of the egg, the wider part, and there's a little air pocket in there that a lot of people don't know about, except the chicken side. Well, not on this one. And you just lightly tap it, and it stands up. You're welcome. Anyway, back to business. Oh, also, just so you know, this recipe I love so much. I do double it every time I make it, but that's because I like to. So deal with it. In the description, I will have the normal recipe for you. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Let's go. Before I start anything, I like to have my pans prepared. So that means having parchment paper in them and ready to go. So I have my parchment in this one, which says the Waltons on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Christy got me this for Christmas in like 12th grade or something, and I use it all the time. It's so cute. Yeah. You got me this pan, remember?
No, I did.
I also have a little disposable pan that I've lined with parchment paper, and you guys might have noticed my parchment paper, it looks kind of weird. And here's why. You take your parchment paper, you get a section that's roughly the size of the pan that you're using. Trim it, so it should be like maybe 1.5 inches bigger. Then what you're gonna do, this is very cool. You're gonna cut diagonally into the corners of your parchment square, just a little, maybe about 1.5 inches. And that allows it for you to pop it in. And it doesn't have this like weird overhang, so it just fits perfectly. It like folds into itself. Now all of our pans are prepared. You will probably have some little leftover parchment. I like to hold on to these if I'm ever making like something in the oven, like chicken wings or something. I'll just line these out instead of having to use a whole new sheet, and I don't waste these. So what I'm going to do right now is separate my flour so that I just have it ready to go, ready to throw it in there. Oh, and salt. You're also gonna need salt for this recipe. And I'm out. So I'm going to throw my flour into my bowl using 2.5 cups of flour, and we need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. We're going to whisk our dry ingredients. Keep your whisk out. Now we're going to separate our eggs. So I need 4 egg yolks and 4 regular eggs all together. A unit, 4 egg units. What happened to me this morning? There's gonna be some whites left over. Those are great to save. You definitely wanna save your whites if you're separating eggs and you're not using them right away. I save them for omelets. I'll add them to scrambled eggs. I will make a meringue out of them. I'll use them for frosting, like whatever. Save them for a cocktail. Yum, fun, a pink lady. Oh, do you guys want a cocktail episode? Fun? Me being a bartender forever, everyone's gonna be like, oh, you should know all the drink. No, I don't. I was a bad bartender. Okay, we're gonna separate our eggs. You guys know how I feel about egg separators. These are the best ones you got, baby. Okay, so in our large bowl, we are going to take a metal sieve, and this is where we're going to sift our cocoa. We just want to make sure we sift them out so that there's not big clumps of cocoa in our brownie, because that would not be super appetizing. There are always these little tiny baby ones at the end, and so you can just push those guys through, no problemo. Here's where it gets interesting. I am going to take a Guinness draft beer. Now we're going... We're gonna need 1 cup and 4 tablespoons. This needs to be boiling, basically. So I put it in the microwave for like a minute. Obviously keep your eye on it. Everyone's microwave is different. In the meantime, while that is heating up, which is going to be the thing that like melts our chocolate and stuff, we're going to chop up our unsweetened chocolate. Now, it's super important that you use unsweetened baking chocolate, and that's because if you use just normal chocolate chips or whatever, it's going to be way too sweet. You don't want these brownies to be like cloyingly sweet. That's the whole point, is they're like a super yum, not overbearing brownie. Now you just take your bar. You need 2 ounces for the regular recipe. You need 4 ounces for our double recipe. We're gonna chop our chocolate super fine. That way it melts a lot easier. So this is a pretty quick process. Ooh. Our Guinness is super, super hot, basically boiling hot. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna walk you through it real quick. I'm going to whisk my boiling Guinness into this unsweetened cocoa powder. That's going to bring out all the fats, bring out all the beauty of that cocoa. Right as that's happening, we're going to put in our nicely, super finely chopped chocolate so that it also melts, and we have this gorgeous, thick, lustrous, rich chocolate base that we're starting our brownies off with. We have this gorgeous, sloshy chocolate base. The next thing I'm going to show you, again, I need to do it a little quickly. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pour my melted butter into my chocolate base, and then I'm going to fill this same measuring cup up with my canola oil, which is gonna be 1 cup and 4 tablespoons. We're whisking that in. We're just gonna whisk, 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 whisk. It might look curdled, that's okay. Do not worry about it. Nothing's gonna be wrong with it, I promise. Just stay whisking, and if it does curdle, it looks like it curdles, no problem. And if it doesn't, no problem. Okay, so it looks kind of like chocolate pudding at this point. You still don't want to eat it. There's no sugar in it. It won't taste like anything good, honestly. Yeah, it literally tastes like bitter nothing, which is the name of my band. Now we're going to whisk in our eggs. I just like to make sure they get incorporated one at a time. Okay, here's where everyone's gonna be like, oh my God, it's so unhealthy. Was the cup of oil not enough for you? We're going to add 5 cups of sugar. Shut up, just do it. I know it was a lot. Also, it was a lot because this is a double recipe. It wouldn't sound like so much if I said 2.5. Still would. We can put our whisk to the side for a second because now we're going to fold in our flour. Just to be safe, we fold it in. We don't want to like be beating it and kind of come up with like a flourless chocolate cake vibe. We want a really dense, thick, chewy brownie. Oh, I should have said this in the beginning. If you like cakey brownies, this is not the video for you, my friend. So here's a little trick I do that I really do for any time I have an add-in, or chocolate chips in a chocolate chip muffin, or chocolate chips in a brownie, or chocolate chips in a brownie batter. What I like to do is save just a couple tablespoons of your dry ingredients. Take your mix in this case, chocolate chips, just pour it into your dry and give it a little toss. See how these are all coated now in that dry mixture? That's just gonna help suspend them in your baked good. That way you're not gonna have brownie, layer of chocolate chips at the bottom that all fell because they're heavier than the batter. Then you just fold this into what you already have going on. You can see that some of these chips are just right at the top, just like we want. Oh my God. Oh. So now we just pour. Don't eat the batter. Okay, so now I get to clean this all up. Our brownies have been cooking like 15 minutes. Their total cook time is usually somewhere around 35 to 45. But what I like to do is something that I learned from Alton Brown, which if you're asking if I have a crush on Alton Brown, the answer is yes. Anyway, what we're gonna do is take the brownies out of the oven. Are they done cooking? No. These brownies are not done. We take them out. We let them rest for like 10 to 15 minutes. If the science people are here, scientists, I don't exactly know what's happening. If I had to wager a guess, it'd be something to the effect of the eggs are probably done partially cooking and they're probably mixing with the fats in a really beautiful way that allows for the ooey gooiness to stay intact once it continues baking. Could be totally wrong. We let these sit for about 10 minutes out here, let them rest, and then I'm going to, you don't need to see me put them back in, but you put them back in for the rest of their bake time. And yeah. How are you? Anything new? Okay. Okay, so our beautiful brownies are done. You take them out of the oven. I like to salt them with a little bit of finishing salt, which is Maldon salt. You can get finishing salt at Costco, or you can just put a little kosher salt, or you don't have to salt them. I just really like it. I think it elevates the chocolate flavor. I mean, it does like scientifically also. I would like for them to cool down all the way, but I'm filming a redemption of my spicy noodle challenge for my Patreon. So I need to get into these, do that, and then head out for some errands for the day. So I'm going to cut into these right now. Normally I like a centerpiece or an edge piece. I'm not a corner kind of gal. Oh my God, they're still so warm. Oh my God, that was insane. Oh my goodness. So that was a mess a little bit because these are just too warm. Oh no, a warm brownie. It doesn't look good. You have this gorgeous brownie skin on top. You got our salt, so ooey gooey moist. These are too hot, I shouldn't have cut them, but like literally, oh well. They're fully cooked, but they feel like they aren't. Which is the goal. Oh my gosh, look at that. These are the best brownies you're ever gonna make. Get to it. Chop chop. I love you guys so much. I hope you make these brownies and I can't wait to hear about them.